It's one of the situations, isn't it? Two wrongs don't make a right. Hey guys, the weather outside is frightful, but I am feeling an awful lot better today. Arms not hurting anymore, back's better. I think I'm alright now. I think I may have finally recovered a bit. Yay. Anyway, got a lot to do today. Over the weekend, we had problems with the new book because Photoshop kept crashing. Turns out that I had stuffed my computer full of files for upcoming Game Hammer reviews. So I've had to deal with that. And now we've got 300 gigabytes of free storage on my 1TB iMac. So hopefully that's enough to get Photoshop running again with these massive files. They're huge, like 20, 30 megabytes, not megabytes, gigabytes in size per page just to get the right print quality with all the comics. And of course that takes its toll. So I'm going to try and get all of this done along with the comics for today. And then I've got a meeting this evening, and after that I'm going to try and catch up on the casework and stuff that I had to leave over the weekend and part of last week because of dealing with the police and things like that, trying to chase them up and sort out all the issues. And after that, try and get some Game Hammer scripts finished off. Got a fair few of them. I've got upcoming reviews of all sorts. I'm trying to diversify away from just doing 8-bit and PlayStation 2. Got a bit of Sega Saturn coming up. No, we haven't. I've just put the last of the Sega Saturn ones up. I get a bit confused sometimes, sorry. Just put the last of the Sega Saturn ones up. We've got N64 coming up. We've got Xbox. We've got Game Gear and Mega Drive. So, doing alright. Trying to diversify. I think it's a good way of doing broad appeal, let's put it that way. So, better get on with it because I've got comics to do now. And let's get to it. I've done today's comic, done a finished version of the review for the next Game Hammer, which I'm going to record later on tonight, so I've got time to deal with it all, but I haven't got the sketch for the start of it, so I'll have to write that later on and record that later in the week, but I'll have the main Game Hammer done, and that's what counts. I'm a little bit out of breath. I think I'm still not 100% well. I've put a bit of weight on while I was unable to do my usual walking, so I think that's not doing me any good, and that's just unfortunate. But I've got to go to town now. I'll try to record the comic creation, because I like to put a little montage in every now and again on the comics, but it didn't work, it crashed, so we lost that, sorry. But done all the work that I needed to do, feeling really accomplished. Wish I could have had time for a knob mouse, but got to go out, so got to do that. I'll get them. Yeah, I'll get all of Knob Mouse for this week scripted and try and get to the end of the story scripted. That'll be great. So, a lot of plans, but I've also got to do casework when I'm downtown and I've got to go to a meeting now, so let's head off. A few hours later. Hi guys, it's been a long day with a long meeting and then catching up on paperwork after the meeting. It's now 8 o'clock. Let's go home and get more work done. Okay guys, it's been a long day. It is now 10 to 11. Got back from the town hall and it's been a long day with a lot of work. I'm still going to be working. I'm writing some more scripts. I want to get ahead with Game Hammer. And I want to address something that I addressed earlier on Twitter. And I've just been watching a few videos from... You remember I've got a law degree, but I'm not an American lawyer and I'm not a copyright lawyer. But I have just been watching... who is he? Leonard French, an actual copyright lawyer in America. And he has basically said the same thing that I said on Twitter earlier on. And I want to address that. It's about the PewDiePie incident. PewDiePie used the N-word. And he did it not in any way that would suggest that it was okay to do it. It's not commenting on anything. He's not quoting part of a Tarantino film where Tarantino overuses it and commenting on that or anything like that. He said it because he was angry. Or he was upset anyway, annoyed. Someone had shot him in a game. He got angry and said that and then went on with the game. Well, he kind of tried to laugh it off and called the guy an asshole and then went on with the game. But the point is that he did it. And it's wrong to do it. Absolutely wrong in that context. Definitely. I totally agree with people being annoyed with him for it. Very much so. But there's a game company, and I'm not going to name them because this is what they were wanting. They were wanting people to comment about them. But they have a game that PewDiePie streamed and did a Let's Play on about between 18 months and a year ago. They've been fine with his stream until now. And their website has a policy that says, yes, you can stream it. And if you tell us, we might even turn up in the chat for your stream. Interesting, isn't it? They've sent a Digital Millennium Copyright Act strike takedown notice against PewDiePie's live Let's Play of their game from between 12 and 18 months ago. Why? Because they don't like the fact that he said the N-word in a Let's Play stream about another game. So, because he did something in a game that's totally irrelevant to them, they went and DMCA'd a different video, the one that deals with them. You can't do that. Now, a few people are jumping in on the internet, armchair lawyers, they're saying, oh, well, they're within their rights to do this. They're not. They're not. The copyright strike system on YouTube is broken. It's always been very much in the favour of the people who use it to take things down. I've used it to take down videos where people have taken clips out of one of my vlogs and just put it up as a way of trying to get hate people to come and attack me. Very much legitimate in me sending a copyright strike against those videos, because all they were doing was taking one piece of my video and putting it on their site, which is used for, not their site, their YouTube channel, which is specifically used to direct trolls and attackers and harassers at a certain person. That's what those channels are for. So I was right to do that, well within my rights. These people have been fined with a video being up for between 12 and 18 months, and now because this guy that is in that video has done something on another video, they've sent a DMCA takedown. The difference, can you see the difference? Me, I'm taking down something that was just a clip from my show, from my vlog, and they went and took down a Let's Play about their game. Very different. So, here's the thing. People are saying, oh, well, they're within their rights because Let's Play isn't a transformative work. Well, actually, Let's Play is more like a performance of a work. For example, if someone sells sheet music and I perform that sheet music, well, the sheet music is for me to perform the music, isn't it? So if I perform that music, they're not going to come along and say, well, you don't have permission to perform that, are they? Because that's about the level that we're at here. A game exists in a method that requires the player to interact with it to become the work. Yes, the code is copyrighted, the graphics are copyrighted, things like that, but the game itself requires a player in order to become the full thing. And because it does that, it requires that input from a third party that isn't the developer. The player becomes part of the art, essentially. And every player has a different experience, or should have a different experience. You won't be going exactly the same way through any game. I don't care which game it is. Tetris, FIFA, Skyrim. Your experience is going to be slightly different to my experience and to the next person and to the next person. So you're required as part of the performance in order for the game to fully function. If you weren't, it would be a film or a book or an animation or something like that. So the player is required, which means that PewDiePie's performance of that game will be different to everyone else's. So it becomes a bit of a grey area, and that's important here. Can they claim that he is breaching their copyright by showing their game to everyone else for his own financial gain? There is an argument to be said that yes, he could. However, it's not certain. Moreover, they said streaming was fine. Their website specifically says, in an FAQ that says, can you stream this game? And they've said, yes. Moreover, they've given out 3,000 keys for their game to streamers. Now, we don't know whether those keys came with a contract, and we don't know if that contract contained anything like a morality clause, which would be, you have to do X, Y, and Z. You're not allowed to be racist or sexist or advocate any of the other stupid things that PewDiePie's done and got severely into trouble for. We don't know whether any of that was in there, but what we do know is they said, yes, you can stream, and that's on their FAQ on their website. Now, here's the thing. Carlisle and Carbolic Smokeball Company. I can't remember the exact date of it, but every British lawyer and every lawyer who knows common law knows Carlisle and Carbolic Smoke Bottle Company. It's a Victorian piece of legislation that says that you may make an offer to the world. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm a copyright lawyer, I'm not. But I do specialise in contract. Now, this is not legal advice. I did not go off, after I got my law degree, I didn't go off to the bar, I didn't go off and become a solicitor, I went into politics instead. But I know enough to say this. That, can we stream? Yes. Sounds like an offer to the world to allow you to stream. In fact, it's encouraging it by saying, even if you tell us, we might even turn up in your live stream and your chat. Which means that, in my view, it's an offer to the world to allow you to stream, because they're getting something from it. They're getting free advertising for their work, which is important. So, did they have a morality clause attached to a key in a contract if you were given one of their keys to live stream their thing? We don't know. Did any of their keys come with a contract at all? Well, it's probable. If they've got any go about them, then yes, I would have added a contract with it for certain things. But we don't know whether they did. We don't even know whether one of the keys was provided to PewDiePie, because they haven't said anything. All we know is PewDiePie said the N-word on a video that wasn't related to this group, and they didn't like it, so they sent a DMCA. Well, here's the thing. Even if there is a contract, even if PewDiePie got one of those keys with a contract, and even if there's a morality clause in that contract, can it be applied to a separate video? Now that's interesting, because that would be essentially binding in perpetuity. It may still be enforceable, and contract in perpetuity may well be enforceable. But here's the big thing for them. Aside from any existence of a contract, aside from any binding contract regarding a key, because PewDiePie may have bought the game himself, aside from the fact that they said yes, you can stream on their website, they knew about the video for between 12 months and 18 months. They know that it's got 5.7 million views on it. They admit on Twitter that they probably benefited from the video, and they didn't do anything until now. That is going to be a problem for them. With all of that, the judge, in any case, and they're going to have to take this to court, because if PewDiePie has any go about him, and he's a successful millionaire businessman from doing these streams, he must know what he's doing by now. He's going to put up a counterclaim or dispute that copyright claim and say, no, this is fair use. So, they're going to have to take this to court. And the judge is going to say, why did you wait until now? If this is a problem, if this is a copyright thing that you knew about, why is it suddenly a problem today, but not yesterday? And they're not going to have a proper answer for that. So I really don't see how they can win from this. The only thing that they've got is getting social justice warrior points on the internet for their company by making this stand. Now that might be enough for them, but it's a problem for the rest of us. Because if they go to court, and they will have to defend this strike, if they go to court, there is some chance that they could win. Which means that there will then be a binding precedent that Let's Play videos are subject to copyright for the original game creator, the copyright holder for the game, essentially. And that puts an awful lot of people in a bad position, because this could happen to anyone. Yeah, sure, you might not want to say the N-word, but you might say or do something at some point in your life that someone doesn't like, and I guarantee that you will do something that someone doesn't like. Well, what happens then to you? Because the precedent would then be set that if you've done something with copyrighted material in the past and it was okay until now, well, now it might not be. And that puts you in a very tricky situation and gives an awful lot of power to anonymous third parties, essentially, who can ruin your life over what? They didn't like something you did, and it's unrelated to what you were doing with them. That's not a good situation to be in, which is why this is a problem. These people, for trying to be morality police, and I'm not going to get into whether their view is right or wrong on using the N-word, because I think we all know you shouldn't be doing that. There are certain situations where it's okay, like, for an example, you're in a historical drama, then yeah, sure, maybe there's a way of doing that, but I would say try and get around having to do it. It makes everything so much easier. But these people, by trying to be the morality police, are going to create a legal minefield for everyone, or they're going to crash and burn. I hope they crash and burn, because I really don't see how they can win this. From my view and my reading of all the legal precedent, I don't see how they can win. But there's a chance they could. And it harms things for an awful lot of other people. And that's all I've got to say on that one. It's not the best vlog I've ever made. It's not a normal vlog I've made here, but you know what I mean. I'm very much in favour of not using the N-word, and PewDiePie is ridiculous for doing it. Especially in the context that he did. He got angry, and that's how he lashed out. Well, that to me suggests that he's quite comfortable with doing that, because if you're in the zone in a game, you're not thinking about your words. Let's put it that way. There's a better way of putting that, but you're not thinking about your words. What comes straight to mind in those situations? You're an order. Why'd you do that? He instantly went to that word, which means he's comfortable using it. That's my reading of that. It may not be right, but that's my reading of it. And that's indicative of a bad situation in gaming in general. We've all heard it. You go into Xbox Live, you will get a racial slur fired at you. I don't care who you are. I've heard it lots. You'll hear it lots. That's what happens, and it shouldn't, but that's the situation. Is he racist, or has he become comfortable because he's heard it so much? I don't know. Either way, he should have known better. He's a grown man. He knows that kids are watching. He should have done better. And he didn't. And now we're all in this situation waiting on what this social justice warrior virtue signalling company is going to do now. And that is what they're doing, virtue signalling, because I can't see how they can win. They've set up a situation where if they win, everyone loses, but hopefully they won't win. But he was still wrong to say the word. So it's one of the situations, isn't it? 2 wrongs don't make a right. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye! Today's video is brought to you by my graphic novels, The Collected Life of Naughty Mouse, Volume 1, All Over the House, Volume 1, and All Over the House, Volume 2. Thank you.